What's the difference between stress, anxiety, and worry, and why does it matter? Most people talk about stress, anxiety, and worry interchangeably, as if they're the same thing. For example, my test really stressed me out, I was so worried about it. Or, I'm so worried about this upcoming performance that it's making my stomach hurt. Now, the lack of differentiation between these different aspects of anxiety leads to difficulties in knowing how to resolve the effects of them. So today we're going to talk about the difference and why it matters. So worry is the thinking part of anxiety. It happens in our frontal lobes, the part of our brain that plans and thinks and uses words, and it has to do with thoughts like, is she mad at me? Or what's going to happen at my upcoming performance? Now, we humans have developed this part of our brain for important reasons. Worry helps us solve complex problems by thinking about them, perhaps over and over again. But if worry becomes distorted, compulsive, or stuck into a repetitive cycle, then we can develop disorders like depression and anxiety. Now, stress, on the other hand, is the physiological response to fear. So it's what's going on inside of our bodies when we're reacting to something that's perceived as threatening or dangerous. It's the fight, flight, freeze response and is rooted in the reptilian brain. Now, it's instinctual and unconscious. Stress serves a perfect function in helping us to escape real threats. For example, the sweating that comes along with stress helps us stay cool. Or the adrenaline helps us perform in situations where we have to run away or fight off a physical threat. However, if stress becomes chronic and remains unresolved, it can have serious consequences in our bodies. High blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, and chronic illness are all associated with stress. Anxiety is the intersection of these two reactions, the thinking and the biological response. It's rooted in the limbic system, and it has to do with this feeling of foreboding or dread, like something bad is going to happen. Anxiety helps people be watchful for danger, but if it dominates our lives, it can make it hard for us to feel joy and to move forward in the direction of our values. If we want to learn to manage our anxiety, we need to learn to tailor our interventions to the different aspects of stress. So in order to manage our worry, we need to target those thoughts with cognitive interventions, changing how we think and changing what we're constantly imagining and visualizing in our minds. And if we want to change the stress response, we need to take a bottom-up approach, incorporating our body's reactions and responses into interventions that change those reactions and responses into a healthy way. The first step of emotion management is awareness. Start to pay attention to what it feels like when you're having an anxious response. Is it rooted in your mind? Are you having thoughts or imagining some future catastrophe? Or is it rooted in your body? Are you having these physiological reactions like an upset stomach or sweaty hands? And as you start to pay more attention to these reactions and gain more awareness around them, you'll develop greater ability to learn how to respond to these instinctual reactions in a more helpful way. See if you can distinguish between the two aspects of anxiety, the worry and the stress. Maybe even spend some time writing about it. And stay tuned to this channel for my next videos on how to regulate each of those aspects of anxiety. Hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. Take care.